Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn chapter 2, biological classification. Already one lesson we had completed. In that, the importance of classification we had learned. In this lesson, we are going to learn biological classification. Since the dawn of civilization, when civilization started, there have been many attempts to classify living organisms. It was done instinctively, not using criteria that were scientific but born out of a need to use organism for our own use, for food, shelter, and clothing. We were using the organism for our own needs like food, shelter, and clothing. Aristotle was the earliest to attempt a more scientific basis for classification. Who was that? Aristotle. Aristotle was the earliest to attempt a more scientific basis for classification. He used simple morphological characters to classify plants into trees, shrubs, and herbs. He used the simple morphological characteristic to classify plants into which are the trees, shrubs, and herbs. Into trees, shrubs, and herbs. He also divided animals into two groups, those which had a red blood and those that did not. So the scientist first tried to attempt classification on scientific basis. Aristotle, what he had done, he used simple morphological characters to classify plants into trees, shrubs, and herbs. Plants into trees, shrubs, and herbs. He also divided the animal into two groups, those which had a red blood and those that did not. Afterwards, first scientist was Aristotle. Afterwards, Linnaeus came. In Linnaeus' time, a two-kingdom system of classification with the plant and animalia kingdoms was developed, include all plants and animals respectively. In Linnaeus' time, a two-kingdom classification, only two kingdoms were there. That is, plant including kingdom is Plantae and animal including kingdom is Animalia. So in Linnaeus' time, Linnaeus prepared two-kingdom system of classification with the Plantae and Animalia kingdom was developed. That included plants is included in, all the plants are included in Plantae kingdom and animals are included in Animalia kingdom. This system was used till very recently. Up to now we were using this system only. This system was used till very recently. This system did not distinguish between the eukaryotes and the prokaryotes. This two kingdom system of classification. Two kingdom system is only two kingdoms are there. Plantae kingdom for plants and Animalia kingdom for animals. Up to recent times, we were using this one only, but its limitation is it cannot distinguish between eukaryotes and prokaryotes, unicellular and multicellular, photosynthetic and non-photosynthetic organisms. It cannot distinguish between eukaryotes and prokaryotes, unicellular and multicellular, and photosynthetic and non-photosynthetic organisms. So what is the limitation of two kingdom system? Asking means you have to write this answer only. It cannot distinguish by using this classification, two kingdom system of classification, it cannot distinguish between eukaryotes and prokaryotes, unicellular and multicellular, photosynthetic and non-photosynthetic organism. Classification of organism into plants and animal was easily done and was easy to understand. Classification of organisms into plants and animal was easily done and was easy to understand. In spite, a large number of organisms did not fall into either category. Classification of organism into plants and animals was easily done and was easy to understand. In spite, a large number of organisms did not fall into either category, not plant also, otherwise animal also. Hence, the two kingdom system of classification used for a long time was found inadequate. So, this is a very important question only. Why two kingdom system of classification was found inadequate? Asking means you have to write from according to this system, it does not distinguish between eukaryotes and prokaryotes, unicellular and multicellular, and photosynthetic and non-photosynthetic organisms. Classification of organism into plants and animal was easily done and was easy to understand. In spite, a large number of organisms did not fall into either category, that is plants or animals. Hence, the two kingdom classification used for a long time was found inadequate. Understood? A need was also felt for including besides gross morphology, other characteristics like a cell structure. These are the characteristics. Which are the characteristics? Cell structure, nature of wall, mode of nutrition, habitat, methods of reproduction, evolutionary relationships. So a need was also felt for including, besides gross morphology, other characteristics like cell structure, nature of wall, modes of nutrition, habitat, methods of reproduction, evolutionary relationship, etc. Classification systems for the living organism have hence undergone several changes over time. So plant and animal kingdom have been a constant under all different systems. Thus, understanding of what groups and organisms be included under these kingdoms have been changing. The number and nature of other kingdom have also been understood differently by different scientists over time. Now we had learned the two kingdom system of classification by Linnaeus. Linnaeus put forward this one, that is plants are included into plantae kingdom and animals are included in the animal kingdom, and its disadvantage is that by using this system it cannot distinguish between the eukaryotes and prokaryotes, unicellular and multicellular organism, photosynthetic and non-photosynthetic organism, etc. And its advantage is that classification of organism into plants and animal was easily done and was easy to understand also. Classification of organism into plants or animal was easily done and was easy to understand. But large number of organisms did not fall either into plants or animals. Hence, two kingdom classification for long time was found inadequate. And afterwards, another kingdom put forward by Whittaker. Who is that? Whittaker. Whittaker, that is known as five kingdom classification. Whittaker classified the organism into five categories. Five kingdom: Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia. So which are the five kingdoms of Whittaker? Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia. Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. So I will show this table to you. First, let me to explain this five kingdom system of classification put forward by R.H. Whittaker. Propose a five kingdom classification. The kingdom defined by him were named Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. See, which are the five kingdoms? See that first. Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia. The main criteria for classification used by him include cell structure. Basis of classification was cell structure, thallus organization, mode of nutrition, reproduction, and phylogenetic relationships. Based on this five characteristics only, he had divided organism into five groups. Which are the basis of classification? On what basis he had divided? See that: cell structure, thallus organization, mode of nutrition, comparative account of different characteristics of the living organism. Cell structure, thallus organization, mode of nutrition, reproduction, and phylogenetic relationship. Based on these five characteristics only, he had divided the organism into five classes. Let us look at this five kingdom classification to understand the issues and considerations that influence the classification system. Earlier classification system include bacteria, blue-green algae, fungi, mosses, birds, gymnosperm under plants only. Which are the classes included in plant classification? See that bacteria, blue-green algae, fungi, mosses, ferns, gymnosperms, and the angiosperms under plants only. Bacteria, blue-green algae, fungi, mosses, ferns, gymnosperms, and the angiosperm under plants. The character that unified this whole kingdom was that all the organisms include had a cell wall in their cells only. The character that unified this whole kingdom was that all the organism included in this kingdom had a cell wall in their cells. Understood? All the organism coming under this five kingdom classification having a cell wall for their cell only. This placed together groups which widely differed in other characteristics. It brought together the prokaryotic bacteria and blue-green algae with other groups which were eukaryotic only. It brought together the prokaryotic bacteria also under this. Which one he is having it? Outer cell wall included in one group. What happened? It brought together the prokaryotic bacteria and blue-green algae with other groups which were eukaryotic. It also grouped together the unicellular organism and the multicellular one also. That is the limitation only we are learning that. First we were following this system. The character that unified the kingdom was all the organism included had a cell wall in their cells only. Had a cell wall in their cells. This placed together groups which widely separated in other characteristics. The example of that, according to this system, prokaryotic bacteria and blue-green algae with other groups which were eukaryotic also came into one group. And it also grouped together the unicellular organism and the multicellular ones. Say for example, Chlamydomonas and Spirogyra were placed together under algae according to this classification because both of them are having cell wall. So Chlamydomonas and Spirogyra were placed together under algae. The classification did not differentiate between the heterotrophic group. The classification did not differentiate between the heterotrophic group. What is meant by heterotrophic? The plants which cannot having chlorophyll, by that they cannot prepare their own food by photosynthesis are called heterotrophic. They cannot prepare their food by photosynthesis. Photosynthesis not doing organism, fungi. And autotrophic. Autotrophic means photosynthesis doing organism also came into same class. So the classification did not differentiate between the heterotrophic group fungi and the autotrophic green plants, so they are showed a characteristic difference in their walls composition. The fungi had a chitin. Cell wall composition is different for both of them. The fungi had a chitin in their walls. The fungi had a chemical substance called chitin in their walls, while the green plants had a cellulosic. Green plant had a cellulosic covering is there. When such a characteristics were considered, the fungi were placed in a separate kingdom called the kingdom fungi. All prokaryotic organisms were grouped together under kingdom Monera. What is meant by prokaryotic organism? The organism with the undeveloped nucleus. Undeveloped, poorly developed nucleus and membranous organelles are absent. That type of cell possessing organism are called prokaryotic organism. Underdeveloped nucleus and poorly developed membranous organelles. Membranous organelles means a mitochondria, Golgi complex. These type of organelles are poorly developed. Membranous organelles are absent like that. and nuclear membrane is also absent. Membrane will be remain absent in prokaryotic organism. If all these are present, membranes are present, then it is called a eukaryotic organism. So all prokaryotic organisms were grouped together under kingdom Monera, and the unicellular eukaryotic organism were placed in kingdom Protista. Kingdom Protista has brought together Chlamydomonas, Chlorella with Paramecium and Amoeba, which lack it. So all the prokaryotic organisms were grouped under kingdom Monera, and unicellular eukaryotic organisms were placed in kingdom Protista. Kingdom Protista has brought together Chlamydomonas, Chlorella with Paramecium and Amoeba, which lacks it. It has put together organisms which in earlier classifications were placed in different kingdoms. It has put together according to this classification. First, these organisms were in different classes. They all put together in the same class. This happened because the criteria for classification is changed. The basis of classification changed. This kind of changes will take place in future, depending on the improvement in our understanding of characteristics and evolutionary relationships. This kind of changes will take place in future, depending on the improvement in our understanding of characteristics and evolutionary relationships. Over time, an attempt has been made to evolve a classification system which reflects not only the morphological, physiological, and reproductive similarities, but is also phylogenetic only. The meaning of phylogenetic is important, is based on revolutionary relationships, this only. In this chapter, this was the introduction for this chapter. Now we are entering into the kingdoms only. 5 kingdom classification. Which are the groups of 5 kingdom classification? Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plant, Animalia. These are the 5 kingdom classification. Table one more time I will show that. You take 5 minutes and see this. In this only Monera prokaryotic, underdeveloped nucleus. And these Protista, Fungi, Plant, Animal are eukaryotic. Now cell wall, see that. Non-cellular. That is made up of polysaccharide and amino acid. Here Protista, see that is present in some organisms, present in some organisms, not present. In fungi, present without cellulose. Plant, present cellulose. In animal, absent. So cell wall nature, see that. Non-cellular, present in some organism, present but without cellulose, present with the cellulose, and animal absent only. Nuclear membrane, see that. The prokaryotic means nuclear membrane will be absent only in all the 4 present. Body organization, cellular. Both of them are cellular only, unicellular only. And this one is multicellular. Plant having tissue organ development also. And animals having tissue organ system is also present in the animal. And mode of nutrition, autotrophic, heterotrophic, autotrophic, heterotrophic. This one is autotrophic but hemosynthetic and photosynthetic. And heterotrophic, saprophyte or parasite also can be present in Monera. Protista, autotrophic only, photosynthetic it is, and heterotrophic. And fungi, chlorophyll absent, so fully it is heterotrophic, saprophytic or parasitic. And plant, autotrophic, photosynthetic, and Animalia, heterotrophic, that is holozoic or saprophytic. And this table, see that. These are the 5 bases of classification, and this also you have to learn and draw into the notebook also. Understood. Now we are going to the first kingdom, that is Kingdom Monera. 5 kingdom classification put forward by Vittagaroli. We are learning Kingdom Monera. Characteristic of Monera, first see that from this table: prokaryotic, non-cellular, cell wall, nuclear membrane absent, body organization cellular, mode of nutrition autotrophic. So prokaryotic, non-cellular, absent, cellular, autotrophic. This like this, see downwards. Prokaryotic, non-cellular, absent, cellular, autotrophic. Now, see Monera. Kingdom Monera. Bacteria are the sole members of the Kingdom Monera. While saying the name Monera, first coming into our mind, bacteria only. Everybody of you are knowing about the bacteria. They are the most abundant microorganism only. Which is the most abundant microorganism? Bacteria. Bacteria are the sole members of the Kingdom Monera. Bacteria occur almost everywhere. Bacteria occurs almost everywhere. Hundreds of bacteria are present in a handful of soil. Everywhere bacteria can be present, and it is the most abundant organism only. Hundreds of bacteria are present in handful of soil. When we are taking soil in hand, that also containing hundreds of bacteria. They also live in extreme habitats. They can live anywhere in extreme habitat like a spring, hot springs, which one is having more than 100 degrees Celsius. More hotter than steel. Hot spring, deserts, snow, deep ocean, where very few other life forms can be survived. Others cannot be survived much, but bacteria can be survived where? Hot spring, deserts, snow, and deep ocean, where very few other forms cannot survive. Many of them live in or other organism as parasite also. Some bacteria is living on other organism, then it is ectoparasite. Or inside the other organism, then it is endoparasite. Both forms are there. So what you learned about Monera? Monera, bacteria are the sole members of the Kingdom Monera. They are the most abundant microorganism. Bacteria occur almost everywhere. Hundreds of bacteria are present in a handful of soil. They also live in extreme habitats such as hot spring, deserts, snow, deep ocean, where very few other organisms can survive. Many of them live in or other organisms as parasites. Bacteria are grouped under 4 categories on their shape. Bacteria can be classified into 4 categories on their shape. The spherical shape, this one is the spherical shape. The spherical one is called a cocci. Spherical one is called a cocci. Cocci, seeing there. Spherical one is called a. This classification is on the basis of shape only. So spherical one is called a coccus. A rod shaped one is called a bacillus. Bacillus is the plural, singular, and bacilli is the plural. Like that, coccus is the singular, cocci is the plural. So spherical shape coccus, rod shaped bacillus, comma shaped vibrio. This one is a comma shaped vibrio, and spiral shaped spirillum. So 4 types. Bacteria are grouped into 4 categories based on their shape. But bacteria are grouped under 4 categories. 4 categories based on their shape. The spherical coccus, rod-shaped bacillus, the comma-shaped vibrio, and the spiral spirillum. See the diagram also. Nice diagram is given to spherical shape cocci, and bacilli is the rod-shaped is bacilli, and spirilla is spiral-shaped is spiral like this shape. The spiral shape is called spirilla, and the comma shaped is called a vibrio. You see the 4 different categories for 1 minute. See, so for the bacterial structure is very simple. Bacteria is the lowermost organism only. prokaryotic it is. So the bacterial structure is very simple. They are very complex in their behavior only. In structure it is very simple, but in function and behavior it is very complex. Compared to many other organisms, bacteria as a group show the most extensive metabolic diversity. Compared to many other organisms, bacteria full group as a group show the most extensive, very vast metabolic diversity, show the most extensive metabolic diversity. Some of the bacteria are autotrophic, some of the bacteria are autotrophic, that is they synthesize their own food from inorganic substrate. They synthesize their own food from the inorganic, so called autotrophic. They synthesize their own food from inorganic substrate. They may be photosynthetic autotrophic, or photosynthetic autotrophic means for preparing their own food. The sunlight is using, then it is photosynthetic autotrophic. If chemical, from chemical it is synthesizing, then it is chemosynthetic autotrophic. Photosynthetic autotrophic means autotrophic photosynthesis is doing by the help of sunlight. If photosynthesis is done by, or preparation of food is done by the chemical, help of chemical, then it is called a chemosynthetic. The vast majority of bacteria are heterotrophs. That is, they do not synthesize their own food, but depend on other organisms. Vast majority of bacteria are heterotrophs. They do not synthesize their own food, but depend on other organisms or on dead organic matter for their food. So the question is, what are the characteristics of kingdom Monera? In kingdom, all members of kingdom Monera is bacteria. Abundant micro, it is the most abundant microorganism, occur everywhere where other organisms cannot live. Like that situation, like a hot spring, desert, snow, and deep ocean, they are living. A handful of soil also containing hundreds of bacteria. Many of them live in or on the other organism as a parasite. Bacteria are grouped under 4 categories based on their shape. Which are the 4 categories? See that: spherical coccus, rod-shaped bacillus, comma-shaped vibrio, spiral spirillum, etc. And though the bacterial structure is very simple, but its function and a very complex behavior it possesses. Compared to many other organisms, bacteria as a group show the most extensive metabolic diversity. Some of the bacteria are autotrophic, that is, they synthesize their own food from inorganic substrate. They may be photosynthetic autotrophic or chemosynthetic autotrophic. The vast majority of bacteria are heterotrophs, that is, they do not synthesize their own food but depend on other organisms or on dead organic matter. So students, today we started with a new lesson, classification. Only we are learning classification of living organism, biological classification. Chapter 2, biological classification. In that we started first with the 2 kingdom classification, that is, all organisms are divided into Plantae and Animalia. All plants are included in Plantae and all animals are included in Animalia. Because of this limitation, already I told that it is not proceeded, and afterwards Whittaker brought a classification. This is the characteristic of 5 kingdom classification. As there are 5 kingdom: Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia. It is called the 5 kingdom system of classification. 5 kingdom system of classification. In that, first one is kingdom Monera only. Kingdom Monera we had learned. I will show some slides to you now. This is 5 kingdom classification. 5 kingdom classification. First, see the contents of the lesson. First, 5 kingdom classification. Merits of classification: Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia, virus, viroid, and lichen. These are the contents of this lesson. We will be starting from 5 kingdom classification and ending with the lichen only. So these are the contents of the classification. Next one is that 5 kingdom classification. This only we learned now. Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia. Five are there. So this classification is called the five kingdom classification. In that five kingdom classification, first we had learned about the Monera only. Monera fully comprises of bacteria. See the diagram of bacteria. And in bacteria also, Archaebacteria, Eubacteria, autotrophic, heterotrophic, photosynthetic and chemosynthetic. So in Monera, bacteria included and mycoplasma also included. In bacteria, first divided into two types, Archaebacteria and Eubacteria. That we didn't learn now, we will be learning in next session, Archaebacteria and Eubacteria. Archaea means the temperature only. At high temperature also some bacteria can be live. They are included in Archaebacteria. High extreme conditions, the bacteria which are living are included in Archaebacteria. And Eubacteria divided into two types, autotrophic and heterotrophic. Autotrophic means preparing his food by itself, and heterotrophic means taking the food from other one. And autotrophic two type, sunlight is using for preparing the food, then it is phototrophic. Chemical, by the help of chemicals, food is synthesized, and then it is called a chemosynthetic. Chemosynthetic. Understood? Now, kingdom Monera's characters you learned now. Now compare with the cell type of prokaryotic it is. Cell wall non-cellular, polysaccharide and amino acid. Non-cellular means not made up of cellulose. Cell. Nuclear membrane absent. Body organization cellular. Mode of nutrition autotrophic. That is chemosynthetic and photosynthetic. Both of them can be included in autotrophic. Otherwise, if it is heterotrophic, saprophyte. Saprophyte means dead matter only eating. Eating dead matter is included in saprophyte. Parasitic means living on other organs. So I think that all of you understood well this portion. So we will be continue the remaining portion in the other session.